Hello everyone, welcome to World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, a self-made playthrough featuring a Night Elf Druid. Let's quickly go over the rules, the setup, and what exactly self-made means for our character. According to the Hardcore add-on achievement, this is what we are working with. Complete the Hardcore challenge without at any point equipping an item that you have not crafted yourself. Items your character has conjured, example Firestones, are considered crafted. No items bought, dropped, or rewarded from quests are allowed to be equipped. The items your character starts with are allowed to be equipped. And bags are considered to be equipped items. There is a lot to unpack there, and we'll be sure to review in more detail as the episode progresses. This will naturally be a solo self-found run, meaning no trading of any kind and no grouping of any kind either, which includes both open world and dungeons as well. And finally, if you guys are new here, I prefer to deliver all of my episodes in a very relaxing and immersive format. Music and ambience up, game sounds down a bit, and clean and minimal UI, as I try to keep the commentary subtle when I can as well. The goal is to keep everyone up to date with what is going on between points of interest, but these videos should make for perfect background noise no matter what you are doing. Without further ado, let us allow ourselves to enjoy what this challenge has to offer. I hope you enjoy the series. Let's get started.
Ishnuala, den Narcissus.
Now, while we get started with our initial set of quests, let's get into some more details about the character. Starting with the most obvious, this is going to be a very profession-heavy account. We have to craft all of our gear ourselves, of course, but that's not all we're going to have to contend with. As noted in the Hardcore add-on achievement, bags also count as equipable items in this run, and therefore we will need to pick up tailoring in order to expand our inventory. So with that being said, we'll be rolling with skinning and tailoring to start, until we can craft 4 6-slot bags. At that point, we'll drop the profession in favor of leatherworking so we can get our crafted gear going. We should have plenty of skins saved up in the bank by that point, so hopefully we can catch up pretty quickly to whatever level we are at. Additionally, this rule set includes weapons, jewelry, idols, and trinkets as well. And if I'm not mistaken, none of those things can actually be crafted in vanilla apart from the weapons. Although crafting weapons will probably not be worth it for us, as I'm pretty sure they are all just stat sticks for druids anyway, and having to temporarily remove our current professions to level up blacksmithing just won't be worth it. I'm actually not 100% positive if druid weapons can even be created with blacksmithing. Like staves or maces I think we can use as well. In any case, the weapon you see right here is coming with us to level 60. And every ring and necklace we find will be immediately sold to a vendor. Inventory management's going to be quite the thing for us, especially as we get into later levels, where we're out in the open world for a lot longer period of time. It's going to be pretty inconvenient, but that is what we have to contend with. Something else that may be important to note as well about the rule set is that it only forbids us from utilizing equipped items that we have not created ourselves. We should still be able to use other, like, technically craftable consumables, such as potions that we may obtain from quests or find in chests throughout the open world. However, we cannot use stuff like leatherworking kits or, weighted stones or whatnot for our weapon that we haven't actually created ourselves, because those are equipped to our items. We have reached level 2 and we've got everything we need for this quest. Let's go ahead and turn this in and pick up the others. We'll be sure to vendor our inventory as well and visit our trainer.
I am honored. Go in peace. Farewell. May the stars guide you. Can I assist you?
I am honored.
We'll head inside Aldrasil real quick just to vendor some stuff. I think the Druid trainer is up towards the top if I'm not mistaken.
My goods are of the highest quality.
We'll get rid of the apples for now. Food is definitely going to be important for us, but I don't think it's necessary for the starting area. I think we should be good with our healing touch for now. Some other quick things to note. We will be leveling up at secondary professions as well, and we're going to perform all of our work with these professions in every single recorded episode. I normally take care of profession work and long travel times in between each episode, but we're going to leave almost all of that in for this series. So for those of you that do appreciate that avenue of progression in a classic era environment, I think you're going to enjoy what's to come. There will absolutely be some episodes that are dedicated to basically going after specific mats to create more powerful pieces of gear from our professions, or like farming cloth for first aid or for bags, and even going out of our way for cooking materials as well. I'm excited to get fully immersed in our efforts to progress our character in all of these different ways.
Peace be with you.
So we've just picked up Mark of the Wild,
May the stars.
a wonderful buff. And then we'll head south to deal with the Grelkin first, slowly making our way down Aldrasil. For anyone that is wondering, we are playing on the Devious Pillager server, and as far as talents are concerned, we'll be rolling with a traditional feral build for a while, I think. There might be a chance we could try out balance at a much later date, but only if we are well equipped for it. I want to make sure we are set up with the proper gear to accommodate that specialization, but I do think it could be really cool to explore that.
The great outdoors.
balance is pretty interesting in vanilla. The reason why it's not considered viable by many is simply just the amount of mana you need to spend in order to play it. And consuming mana is a bit rough in hardcore, considering all of our survival tools surround around the resource, so we'll have to be careful. And since we'll be focusing on expanding our inventory in the beginning, we're gonna be in a very vulnerable position for the early game. Druids are historically very, very rough to play with for the first 20 levels, but especially levels 1 through 10. We'll have to be very careful with our pulls and take note of our immediate surroundings at all times. And on top of all that, what makes things even more challenging for us is our race choice. Night Elves are left stranded in Teldrassil, unable to zone hop during the lower levels without making the infamous run through the wetlands. That is a run, by the way, that we will be making around level 6 as soon as we leave our starting zone. As risky as it may be, our efforts will definitely be worth it, as we'll be able to bounce in between Elwyn Forest and Dunmoreau for a much safer leveling experience. And we might as well get it. We're going to have to do the run eventually anyway, as we definitely don't want to head into Darkshore and only work on Darkshore. So I think it'll be safer this way. If we happen to die, we could always just start up a new character and try again, because it won't be too much of a time investment by that point. But that should be exciting. It's looking like we're definitely going to have to buy some water. I think after we complete this quest, we'll take care of that first before heading north and taking on the rest of Shadow Glen. Didn't realize we were so close to level 3 already. That is good. We're wrapping up the collection of Fell Loss now. We'll go ahead and turn this in and we'll pick up some water. I have to admit, I am a little worried, even if we do make the run successfully to Ironforge. We're going to be in our starting gear the entire way through, and, you know, partially going into Elwyn and in Dunmoreau. So we're going to want to utilize zone hopping as much as possible to take care of as much green quest as possible. Might need to do a little bit of extra grinding. In fact, we'll probably make sure we're level 6 before we leave Shadow Glen. And we should be able to gain a decent amount of experience, honestly, just from traveling.
Greetings.
So that definitely will be helpful. But yeah, until we get those bags, it's gonna be pretty rough. Let's see if we can find a general goods vendor. Here we go.
My goods are of the highest quality. God is...
Alright, and we head north to take on more night sabers and some more boars as well. As always with a fresh new series, if you guys could let me know how the sound quality is on all fronts, I would very much appreciate that feedback. Let me know if anything is too loud, too soft. Let me know if my voice is coming through crystal clear. I always like to make my episodes as immersive and easy to listen to as possible. Alright, since we are so close to Aldrassil, let's go ahead and vendor our inventory real quick, just in case we run out of space. And then we'll head north and deal with the spiders.
The loon be with you.
Let's see how much experience this quest turn-in will provide. We might be able to hit level 4 with just a couple of mobs to kill. And then we'll see what our new abilities look like.
Greetings. Good luck, friend.
Yeah, let's just spend a couple minutes grinding on a couple of mobs. We'll head up the tree again. And we'll pick up whatever level 4 has for us. Go, level 4. Let's head up the ramp and see what we got.
What brings you here?
Moonfire and Rejuvenation. I don't think we need to pick up Rejuvenation quite yet. I'd rather make sure that we have enough money to pick up Thorns and the second rank of Wrath when we hit level 6. So, but we will take Moonfire. We'll try it out. Moonfire might not be the most mana efficient spell. I'm not sure. Maybe early on it's fine. I'm okay with spending a little bit more mana just for the sake of speed, at least in the earlier zones, when we're a little bit safer. I'm going to quickly vendor these items that we just got from that tiny little grind that we did, and then we'll work on the spiders in the north.
Feel free to browse.
Something did just occur to me that since all of these spiders are hostile, it might not be the best idea to complete the kill quest for our main enemy within the cave. I'm thinking that that's probably going to be a little bit too risky for us. So we might have to skip that, which means we might have to leave Shadow Glen at level 5 instead. It is a lot simpler to get our abilities at level 6 while we're here, but it might have to wait until we reach Stormwind. I'm sure we'll be level 6 from the exploration experience that we're going to receive as we make our run over to Ironforge. But yeah, especially running the risk of hyper spawning in that cave, it's just not a good idea, I don't think. Let's pick up an additional quest here from Iveron.
Greetings. Be careful. May the stars guide you.
And we've got 6 more venom sacks to collect before we head back to Shadow Glen. There we go. We got what we need. Let's head back. We'll turn these two in and take whatever follow-ups may come.
How may I help? Bashar Selar.
So we did accept that quest for Webwood Egg. That's probably the one that we're not going to be able to do. Let's actually just drop that one. That's going to be too deep within the cave and not worth our time. Fortunately, we cannot use this bright brand new staff we just collected, but it is kind of convenient for money's sake at least to sell everything that we have without questioning it.
I am honored. Hello. Good luck, friend.
All right, let's work towards collecting these materials. This is probably going to end up being the last major quest that we need before we move on. We're doing great on the mushrooms so far. Let's head towards the body of water so we can collect the lilies. Lilies have been collected. Just need a few more mushrooms and that webwood ichor. Pretty lucky with the webwood ichor. Now we just need one last mushroom. And we should be good to go now. Let's turn this one in.
Ishnu Allah. Farewell. Be careful.
And all we have left to do now is to deliver the antidote. We can use our Hearthstone from there. And then we make the run. I think we'll keep the run here in episode 1. And we will leave it uncut as well. Let's pray for a successful journey to Ironforge.
Alone be with you. Till next we meet.
Very nice. With that, we have reached level 5. Let's use our Hearthstone. We will very quickly clear out our inventory and then we are off.
What brings you here?
This is it. Let's bid us a fond farewell for Shadow Glen. We'll pick up the quest at the entrance, or the exit I should say. We can turn that in at Dolinar just for a little bit of extra experience. I thought we would actually be a little bit further into level 5 than we actually are right now. But I feel like with the exploration experience, we should still be able to hit level 6, and if we don't, I think we can grind on a couple of things maybe in Dunmoreau.
Peace be with you.
We'll see. It might not be worth risking it, but we'll see. Alright guys, let's keep our eyes peeled, and let's hope for a safe journey. be sure to turn off the guild alerts and invites as well in between episodes. No need to have those on. Alright, we've reached Dolinar. Let's go ahead and turn this quest in for a little bit of extra experience. We're also going to get some water out of it, which isn't a bad deal. Still going to need a lot of that until we hit level 10. Even at level 10, I feel like we're still going to need quite a bit of water.
Greetings. Elune light your path. Goddess watch over you.
And now we take the path to Narcissus. Step 1 of our journey is complete. We've made it to Narcissus. Luckily, the road is fairly safe, at least in this zone. It's not the same necessarily in other starting zones. But yeah, we've made it. Nothing to do here. We're going to head straight for Ruthven Village. And we'll work on... We're going to have to take the boat over to Darkshore first before we take another boat to Menethil Harbor. Looks like the boat is here, but did it just arrive, or is it about to leave? Not sure if we're gonna make it. Let's see. Beautiful. Should be leaving momentarily for Dark Shore. And yeah, again, I'm glad I'm going down this path of making the infamous run over to the Eastern Kingdoms. Dark Shore is just not worth it, I think. It's a little bit too dangerous. So is Westfall, but at least you get the luxury of bouncing in between Westfall and Loch Madon after clearing Elwyn and Dunmoreau, which we're going to want to be like level 14 or so, I think, before we want to leave our starting areas and take full advantage, especially with how weak we're going to be until we hit level 20. It is going to be nice, though, having bear form and the extra armor. It'll make things a little less stressful, even if it is a bit slow. But that is going to be the challenge here, is actually getting to level 10 and actually unlocking bear form. Because until then, we're going to be very squishy, very weak offensively, and very vulnerable until we can get those bags. We'll be sure to pick up our professions once we're in Ironforge. Alright, and we have arrived in Aberdeen. I'm not going to bother with the flight path right this second. I don't think it's necessary. We'll have access to Menethil Harbor and we can easily just take a boat ride back here. Not going to be a big deal. So we'll wait for our other boat, and while we're doing that, let's go ahead and open up our options and block those guild invites. Might as well block trades as well. We do not need any of that. And I believe that should suffice. And yeah, like I said, we're going to have to remember to pick up professions in between episodes. I don't know if we're going to be able to pick up our secondary professions as well. Those, for whatever reason, tend to be a lot more expensive to learn them initially than, say, like a major profession like skinning and tailoring. The skinning knife is also going to set us back a little bit. And we do want to make sure that we have enough silver to also pick up our level 6 abilities when it is time to do so. That is going to be a bit of a challenge too, as a druid in the Eastern Kingdoms, is picking up new abilities. Because I don't think there is a druid trainer in Ironforge. It's pretty much only in Stormwind. And you're not going to get a trainer in like Goldshire or Keranos, for example, either. So those are, you know, a little bit more difficult to level up. You can see the boat coming in now. So we got another minute or so before we finally reach Menethil Harbor. We'll make sure that we set our Hearthstone up there as well. I think we'll change it for the lower levels temporarily to either Goldshire or Keranos. Simply for convenience in our level like 1 to 15 journey. But typically in Classic, as an Alliance character, I love setting up my Hearthstone in Menethil Harbor pretty much for the entire or most of the leveling journey. Just because of how convenient it is, just because of you know, your alliance access to Kalimdor is a little bit tougher. It is nice though that we are a druid, since we will have a teleport to Moonglade, so we will have quick access to the northern half of Kalimdor at the very least. So that's good. That's going to be nice for getting back to Ashenvale, for example, once we're high enough to take on that content. We were lucky enough to get a boosted Mark of the Wild from somebody before we boarded the ship. It doesn't seem like much, but the extra armor and extra attributes might actually make a difference on the run if we do end up pulling something. At least I'd like to think that we might stand a chance of running away from something. We might just be completely dead if that does happen. And here we are, Menethil Harbor. If there ever is a Classic Plus someday, they definitely need to help the Alliance out with flight pathing and just access to, you know, the other capital cities and whatnot. I don't think it would hurt to add the major city flight paths right off the bat, so that if a Night Elf does want to leave their starting zone right away, they don't necessarily have to make this gigantic run. They can just come to Menethil Harbor here and take a flight directly to Ironforge or Stormwind. One of the many smaller changes that I would love to see. Alright guys, we're going to call it here for today. I am being summoned to take care of some things in the real world, so we'll pick this back up in episode 2. Be sure to look out for that in the coming days. You won't want to miss our run to Stormwind. As always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.